Hello and welcome to the Physics Basket. We're going to cover the topic 5 on Class 9 Foundation, and the topics are motion, speed, and velocity. So let's get started. With speed. So speed can be defined as the distance an object can travel per unit of time. We already understood what a distance is, the total path or length of the path traversed by an object. Basically, speed is a measure of the rate of change of direction distance of an object with respect to time. So it is associated with distance, which means that speed is basically a scalar quantity. If an object travels a distance of d in a time t, then speed can be simply d by t. We can of course understand it better with some examples. As we know, speed is a scalar quantity because it is associated with distance, not displacement. Let us take an example. Before that, we must understand speed in SI unit is meter per second, whereas it is centimeter per second for CGS system. If a cyclist is moving forward and he moves by 2 kilometers and he takes 10 minutes, then what should be the speed? If we pause and try to understand it, in this case, the speed will be just the total distance covered, which is nothing but the length of the path traveled, same as 2 kilometers, divided by time. Since both are not in SI unit, we need to convert them into SI unit. Minute is in, we need to convert it into second, whereas kilometer we need to convert it into meter. So now simply we get it is 2 kilometer by 2 by 10 kilometer per minute. Converting them into meter and minute into second, we will get 2000 by 600 because 10 minute is equal to 10 into 660, which is nothing but 600, and 2 into 1000, 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So with which we get finally in a SI system, it is 3.3 meter per second. Let us take a slightly different example. Again, there is a cyclist which moves by 2 kilometers in one direction, and then it takes 10 minutes for that, and then another 1 kilometer for which it takes 6 minutes. So A to B, it has taken 10 minutes for 2 kilometers, whereas from B to C, it has taken 6 minutes for covering 1 kilometer. We need to find the speed at this range, the speed at this range, and the overall speed for the complete distance that it has traveled, or an average speed. Speed for the first case will be between A to B will be as simple as 2 kilometers by 10 minutes, which again gives us 3.3 meter per second. And for the second one, between B to C, it is 1 kilometer in 6 minutes. So 1 by 6 kilometer per minute, which nothing but 1 is 1000, 6 is 6 into 60, gives us 2.78 meter per second. Now, if I want to ask you that find the average speed between for the complete distance the cyclist has traveled. The complete distance that it has traveled is 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 3 kilometers. So don't mistake by just averaging V1 plus V2 by 2 or by any means. The total speed or the average speed for the complete distance will be again the distance by time, or nothing but the total distance covered by the total time taken. So total distance traveled in this case will be nothing but the length of this trajectory AB plus BC, which is again 2 plus 1 3, and the total time taken is the total time, the total duration 10 plus from between B to C it is 6. So let's do that. For reaching A to C, the total distance traveled by total time taken, nothing but 2 plus 1 divided by 10 plus 6, 16. So 3 by 16, kilometer per minute. Converting that into SI system, we get 3.125 meter per second. That's our answer. So let us understand what is velocity. Velocity is also distance covered per unit of time, but we also consider the direction. So it is associated with direction. That means velocity is a vector quantity, whereas speed was a scalar quantity. Now velocity always has a direct direction, which means that we can also say velocity is the displacement of an object per unit of time, right? So again, the formula for velocity will be the same, the distance covered by the time taken, but we will also need to always associate it with some direction. So example, if an object moves by a distance d in time t towards the direction north, then we can say it is s by t, or d by t in this case, to north. So let us again understand an example. The bus is moving in the forward direction. It has gone to east. It has taken 1 hour and the total displacement is 30 kilometer. So what is the velocity in this case? As simple as the total displacement by total time and the direction also. So we'll say 30 kilometer per hour in east direction, right? We can of course convert it into meter per second. Again, let's take the same example. It has moved towards north 20 kilometers and it has taken a time 1 hour. So nothing but 20 kilometer per hour in the north direction, right? It is moving in the northeast direction. It moved by 30 kilometer for 1 hour. So what is the velocity? Velocity will be 30 kilometer per hour in the northeast direction. So that's how we calculate velocity, which will also be associated with the direction. Couple of additional points. Uniform velocity. If an object moves by same distance, in fact same displacement in the same interval of time, then we can say it to be moving with a uniform velocity, or it travels for the same distance without any change in the direction. So we need to be sure that for an object to move with a uniform velocity, it need to be traveling the same distance per unit of time, but it should also not change any direction. So velocity can change if there is a change in speed or direction, because these two are the parameters which can impact the velocity. Whereas speed is not impacted by direction, because speed is a scalar quantity. So even if a body is continuously changing the direction, but it keeps on traveling the same distance at same interval of time, then we can say that the object is still traveling at a constant speed. Whereas the same is not true for velocity, because the direction is changing. So we cannot say though the same distance is traveled, the velocity is still not constant. These are the point to be remembered. So speed is the total distance covered by total time taken, whereas velocity is total displacement by total time taken. So this brings us to the end of this topic, and the upcoming topic is the topic 6 on class 9 foundation, which will cover problems on speed and velocity. So till then, have a good time. We'll see you again on the next topic. Keep subscribing to stay tuned. Thank you.